Yesterday, I was over at my daughter's place, and of course, we got to talking about carnivore. All of a sudden in the conversation, she blurted out a question and she said, "Dad, how can you afford all that meat?" It's really a good question, isn't it? And it's a question that bothers many people when they're pondering the carnivore diet. They wonder whether they'll be able to balance the budget. There is no doubt about it that meat is expensive. I checked the CPI figures yesterday for the price of beef, and it's gone up 10.8% in the last 12 months here in Australia. So it's a real question. My wife and I, prior to going carnivore, had a budget of about $150 a week for food. We are pensioners, and so it's pretty critical that we stick to our budget. And so my question was the same. Can we, as pensioners on a budget of $150 a week for food, afford to go carnivore? That was the question. There's only one way to find out, I think, and that is for me to go shopping and see if I can buy a week's worth of food for both of us on the carnivore diet and stay within the $150. So I'm going shopping. Want to come? Hope so. Now we are currently eating 2 meals a day on carnivore. First meal about 9 o'clock in the morning generally, and we have another meal usually around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So that means we need 14 meals for 2 people. 28 servings altogether, and our budget's $150. So we're heading first up to Coles supermarket. Look, let's really up the ante today. I want to not just go and buy the groceries. I want to go top shelf, really get some quality food to see if we can do that and still stay in our budget of $150. Well, here we are, folks. We've arrived at Coles supermarket. So we're going to go in and do the first part of our shopping. Here we go down memory lane. All the stuff we used to buy that we never buy anymore. Look at this stuff. Just sugar and carbs and processed food everywhere. But anyway, not to worry, we're heading to where the action really is, at the meat department. Here we go. This is what we really come for. This is Australian lamb. There's 2 mini roasts in there, they call them, and we get 2 meals out of that. So that's the first item I want. This is the next item I'm looking for. These are Australian lamb again, rump steaks. And you notice there that there's a packet of 2 for $7.50. I love having these for breakfast along with some eggs. It's a great breakfast. Now, I'm going to get 2 packs here, so I'll have 4 steaks. Now, this is what I'm looking for, some eggs. There's 2 of us. Between us, we eat 5 eggs a day, and we've got 7 days. So what's that, 35 eggs? That makes 3 dozen. Told you I was good at maths. And here's the eggs we want. Mornington Peninsula free-range eggs. Okay, the next stop is the drinks row. I know what you're thinking. That's where the Coca-Cola and all that junk is. You're right. But that's not what I'm shopping for. There's what I'm looking for, some sparkling water. What I really enjoy is having a glass of sparkling water and putting a squeeze of lemon or lime in it. Makes a delicious and refreshing drink. Lard. We've stopped using all oils at home to cook with and found the lard or just beef fat is just a great alternative to cook with. Really enjoy it. Okay, I think that's me done for Coles. We can head to the checkout before we move on to our next stop. So there we go. I spent a total of $64 in Coles. So that's a big part of our budget gone already, and we've got 2 more stops today. Hope we make it. Well, here we are, the Gourmet Butcher Shop in Beaconsfield. I tell you folks, this place is the bomb. It has absolutely the best meat I've ever seen anywhere. Expensive? Very. So this is a place where I could easily blow the budget very quickly if I'm not super careful and stay to what I want to buy. So come in and have a look and I'll show you what I mean. Look at this, folks. Magnificent display of meat.
I cannot tell you the real recipe because it's secret, but it's the best bear cooker you can find around. We just cooking here, we make here, and it's really high quality pork that we use. We like to look after our customers, so we choose all the time for our supply the really high quality meat.
So our docket there came to $37.40. This market is 154 years old, one of the oldest markets in Melbourne. And I grew up in Dandenong, so I have many childhood memories of coming to this market. As you can see, folks, pretty hectic in here, but we're getting out of the fruit and veggie department. This is the meat and deli section of the market, and this is why we drove all the way here to the Dandenong Market. Okay, here I am at a seafood outlet in the market. What I'm looking for is a beautiful piece of Australian barramundi that is wild caught. Let's have a look. That looks like what we want. Oh yes, could I get a piece of the barramundi? That's good, thanks. Okay, I managed to get myself a beautiful piece of Australian barramundi, wild caught, and I've only got one stop left, and that is the shop right behind me that you can see. This is a free-range butcher. All his meat is grass-fed, grass-finished. I want 2 grass-fed yearling Scotch fillets. Special treat, that one. Can't have those every day, but let's see if we can get 2 here and stay within our budget.
We look after our meat, we prepare it nicely, we get nice beef, nice lamb, we don't get old stuff.
And it's all grass-fed. Okay, so I managed to get myself some diced goat meat, but if I've done my maths right, I think we've got enough meat now to last a full 7 days, all 14 meals. I'm a little bit nervous about how we've gone with our budget. It must be very, very close. I can't work it out now, but I'm going to drive home now and work out my budget and see how we went, see whether we came in on budget. Wish me luck. Okay, we're home, folks, and I've laid everything that I bought on our shopping trip on the counter. Just to refresh your memory what I've got, in this row I've got all the breakfast items. I've got 3 dozen eggs, I've got 4 of those lamb rump steaks, and I've got that beautiful streaky bacon homemade from the Gourmet Butcher. So that's breakfast covered, should be plenty there for 7 breakfasts. Coming up on the next row, here we go, I've got the grass-fed lamb mini roasts, and that will do us 2 meals. Then I've got the 2 Wagyu burger patties, they came from the Gourmet Butcher. Down here I've got these beautiful lamb bone-in chops from the free-range butcher. See how thick they are? They are so amazing. I've had them before and they're a genuine treat. So I've got those. Down here I've got the diced goat that I got from the market. I imagine I'll have to cook that in the slow cooker or in the pressure cooker and get it nice and tender. Look over here, guys. This is the highlight of my trip. These are 2 magnificent grass-fed free-range eye fillet steaks. I think in America you'd call it ribeye, but they're going to be magnificent. Next to that, I've got good old Australian wild caught barramundi from the market, and then I've got the lard to cook in, and of course my bottle of sparkling water. But remember, I said this was a challenge. I had to go out and get food for a week and include some high-end items, which I have, and I had to stay within our weekly budget of $150 Australian or $100 US. Very interesting to see how we went. You want to know the grand total of all these items? It came to $150.06. So I guess you could say I failed the mission by a lousy 6 cents. But you know what? I'm going to wear that, and I'm pretty pleased with that effort. Well, that was a lot of fun, if nothing else. Hey, leave a comment and tell me about your shopping experiences on Carnivore and how you go about doing it. I'd love to hear your stories. Look, if you could do me one big favour before you go, if you could click the like button on the video, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the video. That helps me enormously. But thanks for watching today. Look, if you missed my video on the 5 steps to mastering the carnivore diet, I will put a link to that above. But as I say, thanks for watching. I will see you on the next video, and until then, keep telling your story.